Good morning, and welcome to Cafe Diem with Tina Ann, the show where one positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Well, recently I was on my little journey through life. I received an important lesson. I wanted to share it with you. It just kind of came to me. And this is the idea that how we are perceived is how we are received. And I want to say that again. How we are perceived is how we are received. What people think of us has a lot to do with the way they receive information that we may want to share. And this became so clear to me. I want to share a short story with you. Now, I have always been kind of a free spirit. And I try to dress accordingly. I like flowing lines and bright colors. My daughter calls me a hipsie. She says you're kind of a combination of a hippie and a gypsy. And dress accordingly. I love the bedazzle. It's a part of me coming out, right? I acknowledge that I enjoy being the center of attention, or I enjoy creating a spectacle or drawing attention to myself, and clothes were kind of a part of that. But what I realized was that I realized that I wasn't focused on the perception part. I mean, the part past being noticed. I wanted to be noticed, but I didn't think about what were they noticing, or what thoughts were they taking away if they noticed me, and what did and even more importantly, what did I want those things to be? So the truth is, if folks don't take you seriously, they're not listening to what you're saying. And while it's true, you can say that don't judge a book by its cover, and very true, packages are sometimes very misleading, it's equally true that you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And the clothes we wear and the way we present ourselves, well, that is screaming out our first impression, right? And what is that impression? Sometimes you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And without a connection, without having some connection, there's no impression, there's no imprint, and the things you think, the things you say just may not make a difference. Without a connection, no imprint is made. Well, recently I was watching a show with my grandkids. We were watching the Goosebumps movie, and in it there was a character, the aunt in the character came on stage. And I noticed right away she was wearing feathers in her hair, and she had on bright colors and long flowing robes, and she was all bedazzled, and I kind of recognized some of my own style choices in here. In fact, so much so when I looked at her, I stopped and I took a deep breath and I gasped, because I recognized myself up there on the stage, or on the screen, and I realized this was not a serious character. This was not a character anyone was listening to. She was not imparting wisdom. She was not solving problems. She was not leading the charge. In fact, she was comic relief for a trivialized tangent. And in fact, she was kind of a how not to character. Well, this caused me to take a long and serious reflection on some of the style choices that I've been making. And again, think about the difference between think about how do I want to align the impression that people are getting from me and the impression I'd like to get them from me. So, along with cleaning out the closet, I began to make some style choices differently. And because I want to think about who I am, the voice that I speak with, the package that I wrap that voice in, and who's listening and who's paying attention. So, I'm exploring different sides of me, and the new wardrobe choices are part of that. But the truth is, the way you are perceived is the way you are received. Something to think about. Until tomorrow, seize the cup and seize the day.